live with those Fiesta tickets. I know you're trying to win them all day here on the Woody Show, but another chance. Take every advantage that you can to win that and be there with us on Saturday with Cypress Hill. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts on Long Beach Boulevard in Long Beach, 3 to 5 p.m. this afternoon with Menace and Alt 98.7.
The Woody Show. In the morning.
All right. It's taking a little longer than anticipated to get to the main event for the Woody Show Freak of the Week, but here we are. And Seabass, of course, he is somehow, he's like a freak whisperer. Somehow he just has this knack. It's like, what do they use to find truffles?
Pigs.
Pigs just have like a knack for finding those truffles, you know?
Well, they sniff them out.
They have a sensory organ for it.
Yeah. And you have like some kind of special sensory to find weirdos.
Yeah, I have an organ.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
actually, I didn't have to look too far because I have the help here, thanks to the special crossover edition of the Woody Show Freak of the Week, the help of Judge Mathis.
Oh.
So this is, so you get to do some legal judging as well as some freak finding here.
Okay.
And, I'll have the introductory guy on Judge Mathis tell us what's going on.
All right.
Plaintiff Jeremy Bartlett has a foot fetish, and the defendant answered his online ad looking for a woman who didn't mind her feet being worshipped. Jeremy claims he paid the defendant for 4 foot sessions, but then she borrowed over $10,000 that she failed to repay, so he's suing. Tony insists Jeremy is suing for more than she owes.
Okay.
So
Let's
this guy,
take this to Judge Mathis.
he's so unashamed of being a foot guy.
You're right.
That he's filed it, because that's where they get these cases from. They go to small claims court and find interesting. Hey, you want to come on here? We'll pay your way.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera. So here is Jeremy making his case.
All right.
I met the defendant after I'd placed their Craigslist ad looking for a lady who didn't mind her feet being worshipped. What?
Foot freak.
Matter of fact, I've had several foot ladies over to my house.
How long have you been a foot freak, sir?
Yes.
Probably since I was a little kid, I've always noticed feet. So, Your Honor, I've always had foot ladies over, and I've always introduced them to my mom because I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't tell her what I was doing with them.
So you are.
And of all the ones I've had over, Your Honor, the only one that she was concerned about was the defendant.
Why?
She said, Jeremy, don't get too involved with that girl. She's weird.
She's the weird one.
But kudos to Judge Mathis for calling it what it is.
Foot freak?
Foot freak.
Of all the women's I've had over.
I introduced him to my mom.
I love how he contradicts himself in the exact same sentence. I ain't ashamed of it, but I don't tell her.
I don't tell her what we're doing, but they say hello to my mom because I have to live with my mom.
Which is funny because I remember when I was at the Porn Awards this year, I talked to a woman, and she said the weirdest dominatrix session she ever had was showing up to a guy's front door, and his parents were sitting on the couch.
I remember that.
So this is not an unusual thing for guys that are looking at, they're on Craigslist looking for foot ladies. Okay, now
foot ladies.
Well, it sounds like he might live with his mom too.
Right, exactly.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And then they go.
He does for sure. Yeah.
So they go. He's saying, okay, well, she's scammy, and I gave her all this money. Maybe she has a different side of the story.
I needed extra money. I have bills, kids. Rubbed my feet, sitting there watching TV.
Now, baby, don't you have bills?
I got bills.
Sammy, you got bills?
I got bills.
Okay, so how do you guys
jump on
live?
Craigslist?
Yeah, you jump on my first stop isn't Craigslist.
I just wanted to clarify. I wasn't sure. I'm like, are all women doing this? Because if you got bills, you got to do something.
I needed extra money. I have bills, kids. Rubbed my feet, sitting there watching TV. I really didn't pay no attention to him. I trying to tune out,
what was he doing?
Rubbing my feet and smelling my feet, which became odd. And it was just okay, got the money left.
I mean, but beyond that, he wasn't like, ooh, baby.
No.
Baby.
Oh my God. A little humor. I appreciate that.
What an easy way to make money.
Neither one of them looked weird. Yeah. I mean, they look average.
Well, they make them dress up for fake court.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, you wouldn't look twice at them on the street.
Right.
No.
That's
what he's been saying.
That's what I've been saying about these people. You hear about these people who are, I'd love to see the picture of the ex-boyfriend that was sucking mucus out of the girl's nose that called in.
Oh, we had
what does he look like?
The last freak we had was a diaper guy who's just I work in food service, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going about your business to your average day or whatever. Like the guy who just served you your food at the restaurant, maybe he's
wearing a diaper.
Yeah, maybe he's wearing a diaper.
He's picking up girls on Craigslist from his mom's house.
Sucking on feet.
All right, so that apparently the whole foot that was fine. It was back and forth, but like you heard in the intro, there were some additional loans that were not part of this whole foot deal. At least that is what our plaintiff is claiming.
She wanted me to send her a Western Union money order for about $75. And I did that.
Did you tell her to send you a toe?
I did send pictures, Your Honor,
at
for
least
that.
get a toe out of that.
She did, Your Honor, she did send me a few foot pics. And then it was almost a daily occurrence that she needed loans from me. And there was no more foot pics, no more foot sessions, just kind of got out of control. She needed.
Well, that's not exactly true because there was times we'd meet up and you'd rub my feet sitting in the car, so those weren't counted.
She is correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, she's not lying there.
I reckon she's right.
That was just a little freebie.
The problem is, sometimes he gave money and she didn't, send pics.
But what are you doing?
That's the issue.
Well, I mean, I know what he's doing. He's a lonely loser.
Yeah.
But you cut her. I mean, she's like, I need $75 Western.
You say no.
PayPal, Cash App.
Yeah, right.
Or say, no, thanks. I think our relationship is over.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, now here's the thing. Is like, well, it's this court, and if you're going to say I need $10,000, you have to show receipts.
Yep.
And he does have some text messages that show that she not only got this money, but she was willing to pay it back.
And I've got several text messages here of her willing to repay me.
Okay, let me hear from her. Tell me about this, ma'am, in terms of the loans he's about to
Well, there was
prove.
the ones he had sent me, which unfortunately I've been through about 5 cell phones, so I have no text messages, where he had asked if it was going to be cash or foot sessions, and I said, well, easier for foot sessions. So
I also helped the defendant by giving the defendant money for her mother's medical bills.
She had spoke with him about paying him back like $150 one time.
Man.
I told him to bring it up in writing, and he never did.
Ma'am, you must have some hell of a toes.
Now, Judge Mathis.
I'm going to need to see your feet before I make a ruling.
I was surprised it didn't come up in the proceedings.
So is she saying she got her mother involved in this too?
Exactly. Well, because she saw I've got a sucker on the line. He's sending me all this
Literally.
money for nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just coming in,
Wow.
coming in. And by the way, how hot is that voice, Greg, of hers? I mean,
Yeah, it's party-ish.
I feel like she has false teeth.
well, but what kind of person, Menace, goes through 4 or 5 cell phones?
Not a classy person. That's most likely burners.
Right.
Burners and or drunk at bar all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so, okay, guys, it's time for the judgment. Will Judge Mathis rule in favor of the foot freak who claims he had all these loans that he's got the text messages saying,
Right.
I'll pay you back for my mama's, canker sore removal.
Yeah.
Well, if he's got the text messages,
I feel
kinda
like
that is
you
enough.
got to rule for the receipts, right?
No.
But he's called him a foot freak, though.
Sure.
Sure, but that doesn't have anything to do with
That
it.
doesn't have to do with the other.
Weren't there cases where like somebody literally had something written on a napkin and that's a fine?
Yeah.
Famously.
Yeah, but they're also going to say this is borderline prostitution, so it's illegal anyways. So I don't think they're gonna vote in his favor.
I mean, it's not prostitution. It's just foot sucking or foot stuff.
Look,
know,
I get it. I agree with you.
Whether it's for
I'm
sexual
saying, in the eyes of-
arousal or not, but I would think in the eyes of the law, it'd be something more like you got to put that more under like foot massage.
I'm with Menace. I'm surprised he didn't bring it up. Like this is
Interesting.
kind of like
Well,
That's
prostitution.
actually a really good
I
question.
don't think it is.
Because where does the lines from, massage, foot rub?
I would think touching genitals, right?
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, but like, what if you could arouse a guy to finish
But
without?
people get aroused when they're
just
getting. But people are getting aroused when they're getting a massage sometimes.
Right. Yeah. So that's where's the line?
Yeah. So I mean, look.
Even
I think
if
the guy's
they
weird. I'm
full-on
not.
hooked up and he paid. I don't even.
I don't think
Yeah, I
Judge
don't
Mathis
care
is
either.
going to think about it that deeply.
I'm not.
He's too busy making toe jokes.
I'm not defending the foot guy's foot fetish.
I'm not defending
That's
that
weird.
lifestyle.
Right. I'm
As
trying to
we
think of
know.
this- I'm trying to think of this from a legal standpoint.
Right,
I
yeah.
think Judge Mathis,
He's
even though
a-
he thinks the guy's a freak, I think he's going to.
He is a legal
rule,
scholar.
I think he's going to rule for the foot freak.
Me
Greg?
too. Me
All
too.
right. Greg?
My gut says he's going to say, "Hey, you're out of luck."
All right. Menace,
Okay.
Sammy,
Yeah.
For the foot freak.
foot freak.
No love
Okay.
for
All
the
right,
foot freak.
for the defendant. All right, here we go.
He says to you, Tony, I estimate that between you and your mother, y'all owe me $10,000 cash.
He's not taking out for any account of what was paid towards the foot session.
Right, but I'm
So-
taking into account what you say. And you say, I know I owe you, I will pay you.
Yeah, the 120 that I have written on a piece of paper.
No,
You're
he
supposed to
says
notarize.
10,000 and you say yes to the 10,000. I know the game. I'm looking at it. I ain't going through this with you. Take your con to another man.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done, Judge.
But yet another example of the easy money just on the table, waiting for you, Sammy.
But then you end up in Judge Mathis's court.
Yeah.
No, you just don't borrow. You just get paid.
Yeah.
Do you remember
It seems like
so easy.
Yeah.
You remember Rex Ryan?
This is a dude I want to get involved with.
The football coach, Rex Ryan.
he was doing it with his wife.